We welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This is Jakeem Grant. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down, and this is going to wind up being not just a conversion, but a play that flips the field as well. That's out to Chubb, complete. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Watson. There's another catch by the running back, Nick Chubb. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Maybe a free play for Watson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Well, they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
So that last penalty making this 3rd down much more manageable. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. To the air yet again, Watson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw, Watson. And it's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown.
Kevin Stefanski going to leave the offense out to go for 2.
Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because You're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep. Those types of things, now they give up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Here's Madison running on first down. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 6. Throwing is Cousins. And he's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Hockenson, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Big score, first step in their attempt to climb back into this game.
Yes, but still some work to do as they get within a score here. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. On 1st and 10, Watson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. To throw on 2nd is Watson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Watson on 1st down. Now he's forced out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb. his second touchdown of the night.
And the Browns use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Escaping the pressure right. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. And Watson's going to throw it here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And quickly they get to the line. On first down, Watson. Flush to his right.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by a Caleb Evans. And the Vikings are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. On first and 10, Cousins. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Juan Thornhill.
And the Browns will take over possession here up at the 44.
The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it.